Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The Nine National Assembly has made it possible for the national budget to be implemented within the January to December cycle. What is the driving force and what next?
Well, the driving force, thank you very much for that very important and relevant question. The driving force is our ability in the National Assembly, in the two chambers, to work very amicably and productively. And then, of course, our ability as a National Assembly, as an institution, to work with the executive arm of government in such a manner that the processing of the budget estimates, as will be led by the president all the time, are done in such a way that every arm of government, all the two arms, participate fully at the appropriate time. You recall that in 2019 December for the budget 2020, Mr. President directed his ministers and chief executive officers of MDS not to travel at all until they defended their budgets. And that, of course, helped us a lot in the National Assembly. So the secret is cooperation, partnership, synergy, and that understanding and mutual respect. And of course, Nigeria is benefiting from that kind of relationship. So that is what, in my judgment and opinion, works for us to be passing the budget at the time that we always feel is the appropriate time, before the end of the year. And of course, Mr. President, congratulations to him for signing the 2022 appropriation bill today. Even though today is the last day of the year, but we have achieved that very significant, important date of signing before the end of the year. And let me also add here that, and this is, I hope doesn't spark any controversy, but it's a reality, it's what I've observed. The ability of the federal government to have its budget passed and signed before the end of the year has made so many states to also work towards achieving that. And by today, you would have noticed that more than half of our states would have signed the budget 2022. And that is the kind of leadership that the federal government is giving to the subnationals. Thank you.
But the president is not happy with the major changes by the National Assembly. What would you have to say about that?
I thought you would ask us what the president is happy with, because he's happy with most things and not the few things.
With what he's not happy with.
Well, I'm coming to that, but I think the most important thing is Mr. President is happy with the majority of what the National Assembly has done, and that's the most critical thing that we need to focus on. As for the observations Mr. President has raised, this is a natural and logical tendency between the executive and the legislature. Sometimes our views on certain issues may not be necessarily the same kind of views that the executive would have and hold on any particular matter. So I don't think what the president did by raising some observations as something that we should worry about. I'm happy that the president signed the budget in the first place, and he said he's coming back to the National Assembly to seek for amendments or amendments, and this is natural, logical legislative process. So I'm happy that we have done our own part in our own way. This is based on judgments. When we ask for more resources coming from the independent sources, especially from the government-owned enterprises of about 400 to 500 billion, is because we believe that these government-owned enterprises should contribute even much more. In fact, I hold the opinion that they should have contributed about $1 trillion at least, not 500 billion or so. So I believe that the National Assembly was right in its judgment, but there is nothing wrong in the executive arm of government coming back to the National Assembly to see how we are able to dialogue and go through the process and see where the misunderstanding is. But I don't think that is supposed to be worrisome development for us.
Mr. Speaker, sir, it's a transition budget. What are you going to do to ensure full implementation of the budget, to monitor it?
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Every year's budget is an improvement on the last one. So the transition budget which the president spoke about, as you heard him earlier, they're even going to bring it earlier in 2023, which gives us ample time, more time to work on it, improve on it, and make it a seamless budget with seamless execution and implementation. I don't think I have a problem with 2023. 2023 budget is going to come, it's going to go, and we're going to work on it, just like we've been working on the other budgets.
Thank you.
So what next, sir, after the signing of the budget, sir?
Of this budget?
House of Reps, yes.
For the House of Reps? Yes. Oh, we're on vacation now. When we come back on the 18th, you'll know what's next.
Thank you.
Thank you.